Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and thank you for tuning in once again. Please like, subscribe, and share. And like always, if you have any comments or anything you want to see on this show, hit us in our DMs or drop them in the comments. Holler at us, we holler back. But without further ado, let me introduce my co-host, the main man of the hour, our own sports almanac here at Blow the Whistle Sports, Mr. Steven Rubain. How you doing, sir?
Man, it's Super Bowl week. I'm always doing good. Despite all this a ton of rain we had, how can you change your spirits? I mean, you have the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday.
Man, that rain has been something else, flooding everybody.
Let me tell you guys something. For those who don't, we're all conspiracy theorists. For those who don't believe in climate change, when Minneapolis is warmer than Los Angeles in February, we got a climate change problem, guys. I just want to let you guys know. We had tornadoes in San Diego this week. Come on now.
Wow.
I mean, that's crazy.
And we still have people that doubt it and still talking about it's fake. And even scientists, off topic a little bit, even scientists, I read that they said we might be near the threshold of no return if we don't hurry up.
Yeah. I mean, LA averages 20 inches of rain a year. Where I live, they had 12 inches of rain since Sunday. Now, think about that. That's crazy. But we survived it. Now we're ready. We got, 4 more days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
It's that time for that Super Bowl rush.
Super Bowl rush.
But will the rain rear its ugly head at the Super Bowl?
Well, yeah, it's heading to Vegas. It's not going to affect the game, of course. The game's in the dome. But
the 49ers don't play good in the rain.
Well, they're not going to have to play in the rain. It's a dome. But they're going to it's going to affect all the events, though. I mean, it's going to have some issues with some of those events, but they'll be okay.
Man, Vegas.
It's a desert.
Yeah, exactly.
You stay inside.
All those inside places Vegas has.
Yeah, they'll be fine. So Vegas will be crazy. It's going to be a crazy week out there. And looking forward to a good game.
It's nobody's home field, so you can't use the dome as a...
Oh, no. It's an even game, which is going to come down to who executes better and who wants it more. So I'm excited.
Juicy. It's going to be juicy.
It's going to be juicy. It's a great matchup. Great everything. We have all the little extra stuff going on. Did you hear the country of Japan? Taylor Swift supposed to be performing in Japan on Saturday. The country guaranteed they're gonna make sure whatever it takes to get her back in time for the Super Bowl. Now you got clout when the whole country comes out and says we're gonna shake everything up to make sure you get back in time to your home country.
Even you on that Taylor Swift thing?
I mean, it's just crazy. I mean,
what is it?
Well, no, I mean,
I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan. I think I might like a couple of her songs that have crossovers or whatever. But
no,
what is it about Taylor Swift?
But you can't pass the fact that it's changed a whole dynamics of the NFL this year, attendance wise, as far as ratings. I mean, it's been a huge story this year how it has changed. I mean, think about it. Kansas City Chiefs, even though they've been successful these last couple of years, nobody considers them to be America's team or a team of. They've gotten more fans this year just based on this alone than any other years. All the other Super Bowls they've been to combined.
Those are called fair weather fans. So if this relationship doesn't last, then those fans go away also.
But the NFL always is a fair weather league. I mean, people jump on bandwagons for every team. I mean, that's just the nature of the fair weather fan. The team that's doing well always has the glory and always gets those people who are like, yeah, I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. Come on now. Who outside of Tampa really says they're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan?
Exactly.
Right.
Shout out to everybody in the forums and on YouTube and all the people in the forums on Facebook.
Yeah.
Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love.
We definitely appreciate the love. And we're going to get into all your things. We're talk a little NBA. We haven't, I said earlier in the year, the NBA doesn't really start getting interesting until around the time of the All-Star game. And so we're about a week away from the NBA All-Star game. So let's get into where things stand at the little past the halfway point of the season.
A little bit of NBA.
A little bit of NBA goose, yeah, because it's interesting this year. I'm not going to lie. For the first time in a long time, we got some new teams that are like surged up to the top. And so let's start in the Eastern
That's
Conference.
what I like to. I like to see where the balance is just not on two mega teams.
The NBA usually is a league that you have 4 or 5 teams, and then everybody else is just kind of playing just to get their money and get a paycheck and wait for the off season. But this year, there's competition. There's some teams that may surprise who, nobody ever think about can win a title, may be in a title reign this year. So let's start with the Eastern Conference. I know we got calling in.
Nah, that was a alert.
We
It's
got
a
an
flood
alert.
alert. We got
Flood alert.
We
Oh,
got to
no.
watch out.
Yeah, it was coming down pretty good coming over here. So yeah, it's a flood alert. Flood alert. But let's talk Eastern Conference for a second.
Oh yeah.
Eastern Conference, people were thinking it was going to be the Celtics and the Sixers, but we had a major injury happen in the last week with Joel Embiid, who, those who aren't familiar with him, he was the consensus leader as far as NBA MVP this year.
Yeah, he messed up my pick six.
Yeah, he messed up your pick six, but he messed up his meniscus, or even worse.
Ooh.
He messed up your pick six, but he messed up his meniscus. And so he had to have surgery the other day. They're saying at least 3 to 4 weeks before they even evaluate to see a timetable. So that's a huge loss for the Sixers,
yes, it is.
who have fallen down. They were like 2 or 3. Now they've fallen all the way down to the 5th spot. So we got the Celtics got a 5.
How long will he be out?
Well, they're saying 3 to 4 weeks before they even evaluate him again. So
a while.
So it's gonna be a while. It may be closer to end of the season if they're lucky to get him back. So
meniscus, that sounds like sounds
it's serious. And it's
wow.
And you're talking about a 7-footer, so I mean, it's not like he's just gonna be able to bounce back immediately. So yeah, that's devastating for the Sixers.
That's a hard blow.
Hard blow for a team who thought they had a playoff run in them. So they've fallen down to the 5th spot, but the Celtics got a 5-game lead over the second place team, which has now moved up to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
So if one person falls down, that's it for the team?
When he's scoring 35 points a game and about 12 rebounds, yeah.
Man, they better get together and sing Kumbaya and put it together.
The NBA is a talent league. Players make that league. And so if you have a player of his caliber and he goes down, bye-bye team. Team is now looking for, let's be lucky to get in the playoffs. But I mean, Sixers have some talent still, and they'll be in the playoffs, but it's just going to be not what they thought they'd be. So we'll see. But the Cavs are the second place team. The Milwaukee Bucks, who they signed Doc Rivers in, like I said, I told you a couple weeks ago.
That's my hometown, Milwaukee.
Yeah, right, Milwaukee, man. I'm still not happy about how they did that coach. First year coach, they gave him 30 games and they fired the guy. I mean, come on now. And so they brought Doc Rivers back, who's I feel they should have just hired him in the first place. If you're going to go ahead and want Doc Rivers, hire him off the season. Don't have the other man go 30 games and then bring him in. So they're in third place.
He didn't perform right then, Steve.
Man, it was his first job. Give him at least 30. Give him at least a half a season before you fire.
Okay.
If you hire somebody and he's never coached before, you got to give him at least a half a season to get into the job.
If you hire somebody for a professional team that's never coached before, you need to get your head checked out.
That's what I'm saying. But why would they hire him in the first place if you weren't going to give him the time to coach? Why hire him? Bring in Doc Rivers off the bat.
Sounds like somebody made a phone call.
Yeah, somebody made a
and could you give my cousin a break for a minute?
Yeah, it sounded like a player probably made that phone call. Player knocked on the door and said, "This coach ain't going to work. We need to make a change now."
Ooh,
so that's what ended up happening. I mean, that type of move happens when a certain player, an elite player, makes that knock to the management and says, "Coach got to go. I got to go."
Sad.
Yeah. So we got the Bucks at 3. The Knicks, who have been playing amazing basketball. You know, Knicks fans are like Cowboy fans. You know, every year they always, this is our year. This is our year.
We gonna do it.
We gonna do it this year. But this year they actually might do something. So keep an eye on them because Knicks fans are that crazy type fan base that thinks they live and die with their team. And so we'll see.
That's the Spike Lee's team, right?
Yeah, Spike Lee's team. Yep. And so we'll see how. I'm sure he's courtside now, loving it. So let's see how they do in the playoffs. Now I mentioned Sixers, Pacers, Heat, and then the Magic rounded out in the 8, and then Bucks, Hawks
Magic
are playing for the play-in game. Now in the Western Conference, I've never seen this before. This late in the season, we got a 4-way tie for first place. When have you seen that in a league this far in the season where 4 teams are tied for first?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Basketball with this mediocrity had got boring to me.
Yeah,
this was a sport that was almost exciting like football to me, and it lost its luster to me.
Well, they definitely went the parity route. I mean, that same with the NFL. Both NFL and NBA made a concerted effort to say we're going to make more of a parity. We want to bring teams in, like for instance, the Lions this year in the NFL. Teams that fan bases have long suffered. Now with how parity goes, you can go from last to first quick because with free agency, with the caps and everything else in play, teams now can build quickly. And so a good example of that is the Oklahoma City Thunder, who several years ago looked like they were just going to be devastated for years and years to come. Based on first round picks, smart decisions, they now are in first place in the Western Conference. Oklahoma City Thunder. Remember, this is a team that one time had Russell Westbrook, they had Harden, and they had Kevin Durant at the same time.
Yeah, but they didn't do all that great when they had them.
They went to the finals one year. I mean, they lost to the Cavs.
With those names on there, they should have made a heck of a run.
Well, yeah, they should have made a heck of a run, but I mean,
they didn't do as well as you thought.
They didn't do as well as they did. Yeah, no. I mean, what it came down to, like I said, those guys bolted as soon as they got a chance. They went on to higher, other pastures, and so the Thunder rebuilt. They now got a whole new young nucleus all through the draft. They now are tied with another team, the LA Clippers. I think about LA Clippers got the best record in the Western Conference.
Hey, there you go. Clippers, this might be your year.
This might be their year. I mean, they got Westbrook, they got Harden,
man,
and they got Kawhi Leonard.
You know what? I'm not a Clippers
and Paul
fan,
George.
But I would like to see them do it once.
Yeah, I would like to see him. I mean,
just to give the Clippers fans something really, because when you hear Clippers fans, they talk stuff like they've been doing it for years and they ain't did nothing.
They have done nothing. I mean, and the Clippers used to be a woebegone. I mean, when I talk about woebegone, it was one of those places.
You remember all the conspiracies about them, about the mob on them? They just a tax write-off,
and everything else. I mean, they were just. If you ever remember the old LA Sports Arena, did you ever go there to watch a game?
Oh man,
that was a godforsaken horrible building. That was a nasty, horrible old building.
Man, that building was. But back then it was like premier.
It was premier when it came out, but towards the end
because you used to go to the Coliseum.
The Coliseum right across the street. Yeah.
My goodness, man.
Yeah, that was
those seats for somebody our height.
Oh,
those seats were murder.
Murder, yeah. You were like, please let this game in. Please, I don't care who wins. We can lose. Just please let this game in.
And people used to wonder, like, why do you like to go to the game? Yeah, because I can't sit down.
You can't sit down. You're not comfortable. It's like, man, the worst thing you wanted to hear was overtime. And like, I can't take overtime. I got to go.
By the time you stand up, both of your legs.
Your legs is there. Yeah, you like wobbling out of the stadium. Your legs can't stand straight because they hurting so bad.
And all the little people just sitting there comfortably, got their legs in their seat, holding their legs, watching the game.
And God forbid you wearing a jersey and your team loses, and not only your legs hurt, but then you'll be criticized leaving the stadium. I mean, it's just the worst experience ever. Yeah, oh my goodness. Anyway, but yeah, the Clippers, Thunder, the T-Wolves, and the Nuggets all tied for first place in the Western Conference. So that's going to be a dogfight towards the end. So the last 30 games of the season to see who pulls that one out. Then you got the Sacramento Kings. Remember the Kings back in the 80s or early 90s when they had Webber and all them and they were making that run. And they had done nothing since. They're up in the 5th spot. Then you got the Suns, who were pretty much considered the favorite going into the season. They're now only in the 6th spot. Then down, look, Pelicans, Dallas Mavericks, they have Doncic and Kyrie Irving. They're in the 8th spot. Who thought that?
Those are supposed to be powerhouses.
Right. And then talking about powerhouses, the Lakers in the 9th spot. So they're in the playoff going right now. The season end today, they're in the playoff playing game. And the Jazz. And here's a big shocker. The Golden State Warriors are on the outside looking in. If the playoffs ended today, they're not even going to make the playoffs. Imagine that.
Are they making the push right now?
Well, they need to make a trade. They need to make something because right now they're under 500. So I mean, I don't put anything beyond them. I mean, Stephen Curry, here he's had another 60-point game.
So
he tied your boy Kobe for the 2 oldest players to have 60-point games in NBA history.
So that team about to get broken up?
I think so. Yeah, well,
it's done.
It's done. I think that Draymond Green thing, when he got suspended. Remember, we talked about that early in the year. We had the whole long suspension. they need to move on from him. He's more of a cancer to the team than a help at this point.
Ooh, not
And then,
Steve calling him a cancer.
He's a
So,
cancer
oh
to
my
the team.
goodness.
He's a cancer.
Oh my goodness.
He's a cancer to the team. I mean, let's keep it real. So if somebody thinks I'm different, call in and tell me why the Warriors should keep Draymond Green. Why should they give him another chance? This man's had numerous chances and can't keep it together. So we're gonna see. Yeah, so that's it. And yeah, the NBA. Now, like I said, All-Star. Let's get into the All-Star lineups. You know, I know the game's another week away, but just real quick, you know, they've been going back and forth with this. Remember a couple of years ago, they went to this whole having the top player.
I don't like it.
You didn't like it, but they had a top player.
Bring it back where the West goes against the East again.
Yes, well, they did it this year. They brought it back. So this is the first year they're now going back to the old West versus East thing. And a couple of years ago, they went to this whole LeBron versus Giannis. They used to draft the players.
Before that, it was team captains.
Yeah, captains. Yeah,
and it was just like being on the
right,
schoolyard where you pick this person, I pick this person.
Right,
I didn't like all that.
Yeah, that was too favoritism and just didn't feel right. So now they're going back to the old West versus East format. So we got on the Eastern Conference, we have Giannis. Embiid's going to be replaced. He made it, but he's not going to play. Of course, he's hurt. Halliburton, Lillard, and Tatum.
Be kind of hard for him to play.
Yeah, he got hurt with the meniscus. Yeah. So in the Western Conference, we got LeBron, Doncic, Kevin Durant, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Nikola Jokic. And the big controversy, of course, is popular player Stephen Curry not starting in the Western Conference over Gilgeous-Alexander. So
why would he be starting in there on the outside looking in?
Exactly, because it's a popularity contest, and so those Warrior fans are all whining and crying. Oh, why is he not?
Who picks this? Do the fans pick it?
Well, it's picked on fan voting, and he didn't get it. So
there you have it.
But you know, Warrior fans still are going to be those times that sit there and whine and cry, blah blah blah. He made the All-Star team. Be happy. So yeah, so we're gonna see. So next week we're gonna get more and more into the whole All-Star Weekend thing because, like I said, we got a new thing this year where Curry will be going up against Sabrina Ionescu, who's just an amazing 3-point shooter. We're gonna do a male versus female 3-point contest to see who's the best.
That's this one.
We're gonna do this year. Yeah, this is the first time they're gonna do it. You know, having a player outside the NBA.
I'll definitely check that out.
So that'll be worth checking out. And then the usual stuff, the slam dunk contest, the players challenge, all that good stuff. So, so that's the NBA. We spent a lot of time in the NBA. That was a good NBA.
Hey, well, the NBA it's winding down also.
Yeah, it's starting to wind down.
But you know what everybody want to talk about?
Super Bowl, NFL. Let's get this coaching stuff out of the way. We did get the final coaching hire.
Did you guys get the coach yet?
We finally got a coach. And the Washington Commanders decided to wait the best for the last.
Best for the last?
I don't know. I'm just joking.
Okay, I want to hear you. Did y'all sign Ron Rivera back?
No, thank God. But we went close, though. We signed Dan. If you remember Dan Quinn, I had a 20-some point lead in the third quarter and managed to choke in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. This man, I mean, what the Falcons did in that game, I remember because I was a Falcon. Like that game, I wanted the Falcons to beat the Patriots so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was dancing. I had my little groove on. I just knew the Falcons were going to win that game. And then disaster hit. I think we talked during the game. I think we already had the whole thing going. Then
the crazy part about that game was mathematically, if they would have just ran the ball. I mean, that's all they had to do.
It wouldn't have enough time.
They would have enough time to catch back up.
They decided for some crazy reason that they're gonna put the ball in Matt Ryan's hands. And
who else got a new coach?
So that's it. So we hired Cliff. Well, we hired Cliff Kingsbury.
Who did Seattle get?
Well, that's what Seattle get them. They should have never got rid of what's his name?
Pete Carroll?
Nah, I like Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll's going upper office now, though.
Yeah, but they could have kept him for another couple of years. He had the team looking better.
His time is past, man.
His time not past. Look, they need
Why don't you guys try to get Pete Carroll?
Nah, we don't need Pete Carroll.
Oh, wait a minute, but you want them to have Pete Carroll?
Yeah, because he's already established there.
Yeah, it sounds kind of funny to me.
When you're 70-some years old, it's hard to go into a whole new situation. Pete Carroll's already built what he had in Seattle. So he just needs to fine tune it. I mean, right now, I mean, the only thing that hurt Seattle last year was the player Geno Smith. Everybody else looked pretty solid.
And Geno had a solid year last
year,
year,
the year before,
and came back and did look like the shadow of his former self.
He got that paycheck.
Shout out to everybody that's watching here in YouTube forums and on Facebook. Yes. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit that like button and share with a friend. Tell a friend and tell another friend and tell that friend to tell a friend. Right now, we were going over the NFL coaching who just got picked up, and Washington Redskins just got a new coach.
You better say Washington Commanders to you.
Well,
you don't have the right to say Washington Redskins, sir.
Well, my apologies. I've been reading up about you guys for all week long, and this Native American tribe is really putting in work. They want that name to come back.
They want that name to come back, but the NFL ain't gonna let it happen. So I've kind of given in to the fact that I'm hoping for a new name though. I hate Commanders.
If the old name not coming back, you're not getting a new name.
I think they're gonna have no choice. Listen, if Magic Johnson talks, the NFL will listen. If he decides he wants a new name for the team, they're going to get a new name.
Basketball man talks to the NFL.
Basketball man talks to the NFL. He's an all-time great.
So Seattle doesn't have a new coach yet.
They do have a new coach, but I don't care about the Seahawks. I'm not going to go into them.
But everybody wants to know what the new coach is. It was only three new coaches. There's three teams that still needed a coach. That was you guys, Seattle, and there was one more.
What team?
Patriots.
Patriots hired Jared Mayo. One of their ex-players is the new coach for the Patriots.
Okay.
That was kind of a question because everybody thought that Mike Vrabel. Now, did you hear the story about Vrabel? Speaking of coaching, they're saying that because of his intimidating size, they played a role in the fact he didn't get another coaching job.
Wow.
Now, I hope that's not true. I hope they honestly people didn't sit there and say, "Oh, he's just too intimidating looking. We're not gonna hire this guy."
Shout out to Glenn White. How you doing, sir?
Shout out, Glenn. Who we going to? Glenn, tell us in the box who you taking for the game before we get into the Super Bowl.
Before we get into the game, man, you know what? There's a lot of stuff that surrounds the game. There's a lot of mystique, and there's also a lot of hoopla and a lot of conspiracies.
Yes.
I don't fall into the conspiracies because, 9 times out of 10, conspiracy theory, once you prove them wrong, they already have another one to back up the one that they had. So you can never prove them wrong. They just keep flip-flopping and flip-flopping and flip-flopping, and then it just turns into nonsense to me.
Yeah. Well, once it's been proven right, then they jump all over it. But once it's been proven wrong, they just, like you said, go to the next one. So, yeah, but, NFL right now, we got several of them going on. We mentioned about last week about the big Taylor Swift one, that she's a plant for the Biden administration.
Oh, my goodness.
All that nonsense.
And what about the color of the graphic for the Super Bowl?
The purple and red.
My goodness, Baltimore didn't make it, so I guess they were wrong.
They were wrong about that one. But
no, Steve, they're not wrong because
people already moved on.
Exactly. Yeah. Now they went to the new conspiracy theory.
Yeah, so it's just, that's the NFL. They've already talked about officials when we paid off. They're going to make sure the Chiefs are going to win.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, the NFL, that's just the nature of the beast.
It's funny. I was talking to some 49er fans all day, off and on. I get into it a lot of the people in the DMs. And we holler about certain situations. And I heard that the 49ers have been getting mistreated by the NFL. They showed up, and the NFL is making them practice on an outdoor field. The grass is too hard, and they just been complaining, and they're complaining because the Chiefs are practicing on the Raiders' indoor facility,
right? And
it's like, how fair is that? They get to practice on exactly what they're going to play on, and I
don't know. Wasn't it back in the day the defending champs get all the spoils? Isn't that how it usually goes? If you're the defending Super Bowl champion, shouldn't you get the better playing field?
That makes sense, but if this is the Super Bowl and this is a clean slate, it will make even more sense for them to flip-flop every day, where now you got to practice here and they get to practice there.
I don't like that idea. Look, one team gets one field, the other team gets the other field. Unfortunately, Vegas doesn't have too many great football fields.
Well, Vegas, you need to get this together.
Need to get a step together. Yeah, you need to get some better facilities. If you're going to be a top-notch sports town, you got to have better facilities to go.
So their college team out there doesn't have an indoor facility?
The college team. Well, yeah, the college team plays at Allegiant Stadium. But I mean, but they should on this campus have an indoor arena, especially playing in Vegas. You know, come Vegas time in August. Oof, imagine having to practice on an outdoor field in Vegas in August.
So, what do you feel about these conspiracy theories?
I mean,
Are there any weight to them?
There are weight to some theories. I mean, a conspiracy theory always comes from some level of truth to it. You know, now the fact of the extent of the truth. I mean, when it comes to officiating, we know there's a problem. I mean, that's not a conspiracy theory. That is an issue.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah. I mean, the NFL brass, let's be honest. The NFL brass wants the Chiefs to win. I mean, it's in the NFL's best interest to have a team like them with the situation now be successful. It just benefits the league more. I mean, like I said, all the we talked about it earlier in the show with the whole Taylor Swift
it would
thing.
benefit the 49ers more because they have more fans.
No. But the NFL doesn't look at it NFL looks at it from a money perspective, not a fan perspective. Who's going to bring in the most money? And right now, because that whole thing with the whole Kelsey and the Taylor Swift thing and all that blah blah blah, Mahomes' popularity.
Here we go with Taylor Swift again.
They bring in the money, but I mean, that's when you look at it from a marketing perspective, you want to be able to reach as many markets as you definitely can. When you're bringing in somebody of that nature who brings in not just sports magazines, but also brings in entertainment magazines, music magazines, all different realms of it, that's just more exposure for your product. And so the NFL is going to, as fans, we know McCaffrey, we know Purdy, we know Debo, but for the common person who doesn't follow football, they have no clue who those people are. But you mentioned Taylor Swift and Kelsey.
So now they're being introduced to a whole nother market.
They're being a whole other market. You're going to have little girls, 8, 9, 10 years old, who otherwise would never have a care in the world to watch a football game, watching just because they might think, oh, I see Taylor Swift, you're going to be in the.
So maybe you 49er fans have a little bit of conspiracy going for you.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, we know, I mean, but I mean, going back in the day, I mean, teams like the Cowboys were favoritism. You had teams like, I won't say the Raiders. Raiders have always been kind of a hated on the NFL market, but teams like the Giants, New York market, there was a big push to push them along. I mean, that's just the nature of professional sports. I mean, in the NBA, you don't think the NBA doesn't want to have a Lakers Celtics final every year?
Yeah,
if you could put a team like the Lakers, especially when the Lakers had back when they had Kobe and Shaq, they want them in the finals every year, of course. I mean,
I guess it makes sense. It holds a little bit of a substance.
Yeah, because they're going to bring in people who otherwise won't, because they're celebrities. They're going to bring in people who otherwise won't be interested in the product.
See, me, I don't think that the refs are going to call this game any different.
Right. You don't think so?
No, I think they're just trash already. That's what needs to be fixed.
No, I think that there could be a call down. If they can influence in any way, they're going to try to. It's all about influencing. You can't fix a game. We've had this conversation before about the whole thing about a fix. You can't fix a game, but you can influence a game, and that's the difference. If you have a play here or there that can make a difference in the game, and you can do it, they're going to try and do it. But if it comes down to the game scripted, no, there's no way to script an NFL game.
Well,
no, I mean,
I beg the difference. Every NFL game is scripted because every coach writes a script on how he wants the team
the first beginning of the plays. Yeah. Well, the beginning of the game, yeah, you're going to have a scripted number of plays, blah 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 blah.
But not scripted how people
close the game,
implying it is.
Exactly. So yeah, we're going to wait and see. Right now, the Niners are 2.5 favorites. Are you going to go with the Niners in 2.5?
No.
See, exactly.
Well, no, but see, I'm a whole different way. The Niners tried to lose to Green Bay.
Right.
The Niners tried to lose to Detroit.
Right.
Both teams, the Niners should have dominated. Now, I might not be on the same page with the whole conspiracy theory. I do know, influence. I can go for that. When a ref is not paid as much as a player, and he's trying to get all his money for the season. The season's over. I see how things can be influenced.
Right.
But Nah. The 49ers are a dominant team. The 49ers should win this game easily if they play their game. But watching the 49ers and to influence them, all you got to do is make their coaching staff a little nervous, and they will start calling plays that don't work, and things just goes to kaput once they're put under any type of strain.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, my issue is the Mahomes factor. He hasn't shown me, and when it comes to the big game, the only person who's be able to knock him out is Tom Brady, and we know how big Tom Brady is in the big game. So unless you beat the champ, I'm going with the champ. The champ has shown that he brings it in the big game. He showed it in the championship game this year. He's going to bring it.
Hey, it's hilarious. Like I'm going with Kansas City, and I'm going with Kansas City because of how Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes is when it comes to following procedure and putting the plan out and laying it out flat where it's just a picture perfect thing. But I also have that the 49ers have been the dominant team. The 49ers have the stuff to blow this game out. You could take it out of the ref's hands if they just play right.
And we're gonna. I mean, it's gonna be a testament to Shanahan and see if Shanahan finally has learned his lesson. I mean, if the Niners, like you said, run the ball and play defense, they win easily. But
they have to lay on Christian McCaffrey this game and the other running backs.
But
they have to.
But
this is one of those games.
But Shanahan's one of them guys who, for some reason, he's going to put the ball on Brock Purdy's hand and want Brock Purdy to win it for them. I mean, that's just his nature.
Don't get me. I'm a Brock Purdy fan. You know I'm a Brock Purdy
fan. Yeah, I know
fan.
you are.
And I think Brock Purdy will show the stuff this game. The only Achilles heel for me when it comes to this game is Shanahan, and that's a dang old shame.
Yeah, well, it's a shame, but now I'm not sold on him either. Like I said, that's why I'm going with the Chiefs. And like I said, until somebody shows me different, I got to go with the team that's shown me that in the big game they're going to step it up and get the job done.
Come on, Brock Purdy, do your thing, sir.
Yeah, we just want a good game. We don't want no 50-10 games, none of those blowout games we used to have back in the day. Just make it a good quality game.
And I would love the 49ers to win just to shut the conspiracy theorists up.
Yes.
I don't have a dog in the fight.
No.
I don't have a dog in the fight this game. So, whatever. You know what I mean? But I picked Kansas City, but I would like Brock Purdy to win.
Yeah.
And do the trip.
Yeah, it's a trip. I mean, but he's young. I mean, he got many chances still. So we're gonna wait and see. We're gonna see how that game. Like I said, I'm just excited for the game. Are you gonna do these Super Bowl prop bets? These crazy bets they have?
No,
you're not gonna do none of those. You're not gonna do the one whether or not Reba McEntire is gonna sing the song within 84.5 seconds, the national anthem. It's like, I mean, you can do an over under whether or not it's gonna, and then have a time to the very 0.5 seconds.
These people
now can you trust the timer?
No.
That they're gonna now here's another crazy one. Usher's going to sing over under 8.5 songs. Now here's my question: Don't they know ahead of time his set list? So if you put in,
I believe so. They gotta know the songs.
Gotta know the song. So if you know the set list, they already know that. So I mean, is he
but the average person is not going to know that.
But what I'm saying is that when they're doing the prop bet, somebody has an inside word how many songs he's going to do and what's his set list.
I'm about to get a call to Usher's camp so I can make some money.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It sounds like to me, they already know what his set list is going to be.
And does snippets count? Because, they don't normally do the whole song, but they'll do like the first verse, maybe 2 verses, and then go to another song. Does that count?
Great question. They got an 8.5. So as I'm saying, this is kind of these are these prop bets that are like kind of like I don't know if I can trust what the casino is going to say as far as how many songs he's going to sing. Like you said, partial songs, all that stuff. Does that count? How do they count that? I don't like that bet.
If you want to talk to us, call in 1-909-844-4443. We got about another 10 minutes. If you want to call in, that's 1-909-844-4443.
Yeah,
let us know what you're thinking about, how you feel about the game. I see Derek on YouTube. He says 49ers lose, if they fall behind like they did in the NFC Championship, I want the 49ers to win, but I want the 49er fans to lose.
Yeah.
Hey, I
I
understand that
understand
way
that
of
too.
thinking
Yeah, we
too.
both understand that. We both been victims of the 49er fans. Me at Candlestick Park and you at the Santa Clara Stadium.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
just it's not a pretty place to go if you're an opposing team fan.
And
And
I'll tell you my experience once again. I went there. Carolina played the 49ers. Went down there and was having a ball. Me and another Carolina fan. It's just us two. We went to the stadium, had some excellent seats. My wife got for us, and we sitting there, we watching the game. The 49ers blew our backs out. I mean, they beat us. They beat us by at least 25, 29 points.
right.
And this is like in the end of the third quarter. I'm like, man, I'm not staying to the end of this game. Let's go.
Yeah.
So and this is the first game I've ever been where Carolina lost.
Mm.
I've never been to a game where
They got
we
blown
lost,
out. Yeah, like
and
that.
we didn't just lose, we got blown out.
Right.
So I got up and we started walking out, and I'm talking about
The walk of shame.
but we tried to get out before the real
Right.
walk of shame because we was leaving.
Oh, they'll tell you in the stadium. They'll curse at you right there in the seats.
Well, thank goodness the seats that we had, the 49er fans up there were cool.
Yeah.
They were they were giving thumbs up every time they made a touchdown, and they were blowing us out. So we see a lot of thumbs up. But on the way out, man, we got followed.
Oh yeah.
They tried to pick a fight.
Yeah.
And my partner that I was with, he was with it, and I was like, "Look, man, we not about to fight 102 people.
Exactly.
This is gonna be a long fight. You know what I'm saying? I got gray hairs now. I don't have that type of wind to be standing here. No. Get out the stadium. Get out the stadium. Because they was with the business. Like, we won, and we want smoke also.
Yeah, that's when you got to remember. What parking lot were you in? You had to try to remember back in the day of what section were we in? Sometimes you get kind of confused in a stadium you're not familiar with.
The beautiful part is we flew. No, we took the bus.
Oh, okay.
So we just Ubered away from the situation.
Good.
And went to our stop where we got picked up and brought back to LA.
Well, I go further back because I went to the last Redskins versus Niners when the last game at Candlestick Park.
Wow!
Before they moved to the new stadium, and number one,
did you get a pin from there to remember?
I know I should. And I had a damn what do you call it, the book you get from the stadium, the game book from the stadium, and I don't know what happened to it, but first of all, that was a horrible stadium. That stadium was nasty, cold. It had them old 1940 seats, brick hardwood. You can just tell that many a person that sat in that seat over the course of 40, 50 years. Oh, it was hard. It was cold. It was a hard wooden seat, no support whatsoever.
Not when I went.
And your team, and your team losing, so you're miserable and you're hurting.
I went to the new stadium.
Yeah, you went to the new stadium.
It was a beautiful day.
Yeah,
it was a beautiful, beautiful day. But it wasn't after we lost. That walk of shame be long.
That walk of shame was long too. Yeah, they gave us a business the whole way to the car. I mean, just talking. Like I said, it wasn't even just. It was people wearing Raider jerseys and Niner jerseys. They were united. I said, I thought you guys were enemies.
Did you see what I sent you? Where the 49er fan that does the 49er song is talking to a Raider fan.
Yeah.
They say, you know what? Long as you guys win, it's for the Bay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird that Niners Raiders rivalry has always been a weird one to me because, like I said, they kind of go both ways. Like people are like, yeah, I'm a Niner fan. Well, yeah, I'm a Raider fan. Yeah, I'm a Niner fan. Kind of
like I told you when I was at the stadium, I seen multiple jerseys that had Niners on one side and Raiders on the other side.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm sitting here. I had one of the people with a Raider jersey on just talking a whole lot, man. And I wanted to turn around to him and say, "What are you talking about, man? Your team didn't even play. What are you? You wear a Raider jersey? Why are you talking so much nonsense?" But that's one place I went, I came, I saw, and I don't need to go back there again.
So, Steve, who are you picking for the Super Bowl?
Oh, the Chiefs. I told you. It's the Chiefs all the way.
Picking the Chiefs
Listen to me,
also.
I want the Chiefs to win, and I want Taylor Swift to come on at halftime and endorse Biden just to send out the conspiracy theories into a frenzy, because that's going to send those people into madness. If Chiefs came out there and did that, and then let me tell you another great prop bet they have. They said that after the game, Travis Kelce's going to get down on the knee and propose to her
On the 50-yard line.
on the 50-yard line, and you can do a prop bet on that.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. But I mean, but the thing about it, if you got crazy money, you can just put that bet in and just, you won't get. If you got $1 million, put the bet in, you might get $50,000, but it's worth it. It's easy bet, easy money.
Yeah, I'm not even with the Taylor Swift hoopla.
Yeah,
and, I like people have fun. Have fun what you want to have fun. Have fun with your conspiracy
It's gonna
theories.
It's gonna be
have
the whole
fun with it.
Right. It's gonna be the whole Super Bowl though. They're gonna have commercials. They're gonna have all kind of stuff. They've already planned.
For me, with the people with the conspiracy theories, it only gets to the bone when they be like, "It's all fixed."
It's all fixed. Yeah.
But I'm gambling on it.
Oh yeah.
Now see me that messes with my psyche, because guess what? If I thought the way they thought, I wouldn't gamble.
No.
I wouldn't play on it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't watch it the way I watch it. I used to love wrestling until I thought when I was a kid wrestling was real.
Right.
Until I found that out. And then I still liked wrestling, but guess what? I haven't watched the pay-per-view in years.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. I still watch it. Like I appreciate the entertainment factor of wrestling, so I can still watch it and understand it. It's just entertainment.
I'm not a soap opera fan.
See, I
some people, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But have your fun, do your thing. But you're not gonna get me to fall in with you when we going and we're placing bets, and you want to tell me something fixed.
Well, no, you're not gonna place bets. See, I think that's the thing with you, is that everything is tied to the gambling and the bets. So when you're watching a particular sport, you want to have that gambling factor involved, and if you can't gamble on it, then the sport's not worth it.
What's the point of watching it?
Well, speaking of that, we did this sidetrack a little, but in boxing, they had this fight was supposed to happen between Tyson Fury and Alexander. I can't even say his last name. Usyk.
All right.
It's pronounced Usyk. Now these guys are supposed to fight back in December. One of the guys had an injury, so they say they postponed it to February. Now apparently last week, during a sparring session,
here we go.
They had a cut over Fury's eye. So now the fight got postponed again. They're going to push it back to June. Now, listen to this craziness. They said that if any of the two people bail out of this fight, they're going to lose $10 million of their salary, of their winnings, and they're going to bring somebody else in to take their spot for them. Because this is one of these contracts. This thing now they're doing boxing, they sign these 2-fight contracts. So no matter who loses, there's going to be a rematch. I don't like that.
Boxing lost his luster.
Yeah,
I'm a Tyson person.
Yeah.
Once he went down,
yeah,
and then when the way boxing went,
yeah, Tyson was the last great fighter. He was the last of the fighter that elite in the sense of that he could bring in people who had no clue what boxing's about, but they just wanted to be there for the show. They didn't care anything about the fight. They didn't care who won or lost. It's just like it was an event.
And I loved it because you knew it wasn't how they say fixed.
No,
because Tyson was knocking lights.
He was knocking lights out, and he had no filter. It was just he's coming in there to knock your head off.
I used to love to see how people, they would look nervous when they was walking down, could come into the fight.
Oh yeah,
it looked like we were like, this man lost already. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Yeah, it was an event. I mean, he was, like I said, he was that last great one that really changed things. So. Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever see that again. I don't think so. But yeah, I'm excited for the game. Excited to see how this is going to play out. I think it's going to be a really interesting game. I think it's going to be entertaining. I guess our last question we should ask is, who do you think is going to be Super Bowl MVP? Who are you picking?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I think so too. No, I'm gonna go Travis Kelce. You take Mahomes, I'm gonna take Kelce. I think
they're gonna want to give it to Kelce because of the whole Taylor Swift thing.
And exactly, and that's why I think he's gonna get it. I
Patrick
think
Mahomes.
I think they're going to give him the ball. He's going to have like about 12 catches for about 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, and they're going to give him the MVP.
Yeah, because in this, the keys to victory for the Kansas City Chiefs and what's going to happen in this game is it's going to be a lot of what happened in the last game where Kelsey is getting balls on the
All
line,
the lines.
thrown down to him, and he makes up the yards himself.
Yeah.
Pacheco, the same thing from right to left. Until they tire the 49ers pass rush out, then they'll start airing the ball out second half.
Yeah.
The 49ers have to take command of this game in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
For them to even be the team to beat. They have to dominate the whole game.
They need Chase Young and they need Bosa. They have huge games. They just need to be in the backfield. Both of them just meeting at the quarterback the whole game.
And because of Shanahan, Brock Purdy has to be on his A game.
A game.
And they gotta come out with swag. They can't come out timid and shy like they did. And that's another reason why I went with KC, because I think this week hurts the 49ers more than it hurts KC.
Right.
KC's been there before. They vets to it. They have Andy Reid. They have Patrick Mahomes. They have Kelsey. To kind of keep it under wraps.
Well, KC's going for the legacy. For KC now at this point, it's all about dynasty. You win 3 out of 4 Super Bowls, you're a dynasty, and so they're looking at this is going to put them in that realm with the great Steeler teams, the great Cowboy teams. That's what they're looking at.
That's what they have right now. They have one of those teams you already know. Chiefs will be in the playoffs every year.
Right. I mean, the Niners, remember, they haven't won a Super Bowl since 1995. So they're kind of in that same boat with the Cowboys as far as all these years. They've been up there, they've been close, they've been doing this, but they haven't got the job done. So,
and it's been a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
The Niners, arguably, the Niners have had a Super Bowl team 5 times out of the times going to the playoffs, and bad decisions put them out on the outskirts.
Absolutely. So this is their time to redemption. So Niners is redemption, and for the Chiefs is all about dynasty. But before we close the show out, we got to give a rest in peace to the great Carl Weathers.
Oh yeah,
we'd be remiss. I know people say, well, he's not a football guy. No, yeah, he was. He played for the Oakland Raiders.
Yes, he was an
NFL guy who, of course, is known for his iconic role, and he was very humble in saying that he didn't think his role was iconic. But when you think Rocky Balboa, the first thing that comes to your head is Apollo Creed. They kind of go hand in hand, and so that's definitely one of the iconic sports movie roles of all time.
I'm happy that I got to meet him and ask him a bunch of questions about.
Oh, well,
that was great.
That would be a great. That would be a great person to meet. And like I said, really seemed like a really nice guy, really humble guy.
Yeah, I played poker with him a couple times.
Oh, okay. See, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome too.
He was very humble and funny and nice.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. He just came across as a genuinely good person, a good guy. Didn't have an ego about him. Wasn't somebody who really made a big stick. I mean, think about it. They killed him off in the Rocky 3. He could have been in 7 more Rocky movies making money. If he would have known that they were going to kill him off in Rocky 3 and they're going to make 10 other movies, you think he would let them kill him?
Well, they he ran his course, and that's why every Rocky movie was like good except for one.
Yeah.
But also, they could have did a backstory to him if they wanted to. They never did.
Well, they did a little bit in Rocky 4. Remember, they did kind of have that little reminder of him when he went up against the Russian in Rocky 4. But yeah,
I mean the backstory. Always wanted to see a prequel of how good he was before he fought Rocky.
I agree.
That was something that was supposed to be in production years ago that never came to light.
Yeah, I know. And then they used his name for the whole Creed series afterward, having his son fighting. And I'm like, I wonder if Carl Weathers got any money for that. Probably not.
But I also liked him in he was the Predator movie.
Oh, Predator. He was in The Mandalorian. He was in Happy Gilmore. I mean,
the Mandalorian. He was excellent in that.
Yeah, I mean, he had a storied acting career. I mean, he was a very talented, very I just remember that movie with Vanity. Remember that one in the 80s? He made that one movie with Vanity. I forgot the name of it.
I don't know.
Action Jackson.
Yes,
Action Jackson.
I liked Action Jackson.
That was an underrated movie. That was one of those that he actually was pretty solid. So yeah, Action Jackson. So yeah, he had a great career. So may he rest in peace. We're losing all the great ones. All our
time. Time waits for no one. Time, you can't hide from time.
No, they don't make the movies like they used to. So these are movies, iconic movies that once we lose these people, there'll never be another Rocky type movie.
They don't act the way they used to act.
No, they're not the way they used
a
to
lot
act.
of stuff is relied on CGI and stuff now.
Right. And so so we got to appreciate when we have these people and give them their props. And so
yes, that was real acting back then.
Yeah, it was real acting. I mean, you got emotional. It's sad because when I first heard he died, the first thing I said is, God damn, Clubber Lang. Why'd you have to kill him in Rocky 3? That was the first thing that came to my mind. I was thinking about the Clubber Lang fight in Rocky 3.
And me, I was a little selfish. I was like, I hope he filmed all the Mandalorians.
Yeah, no,
because he was still in it.
I know he was still in it. Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty.
You can't replace him. You can't put nobody in there and play his role. It's not like you can just replace him off. So yeah, sad.
Well,
we got on a sad note, but
you had to bring me down for
a little
bit.
I did that, but we're gonna get back there. We're gonna be pumped up this weekend. So yeah, so get your snacks ready, get everything set up. And,
shout out to his family. Rest in peace. Condolences.
Condolences for sure.
Wow,
we're gonna miss you, man.
A true talent.
I'm gonna go watch the Rocky series this month just to get not I haven't watched it a million times already.
Man, that's something that's always good every time it comes on. I don't care how many times
you can watch it a million times and you still get pumped up when you get, especially Rocky 1. Ah, man, you can watch that a million times.
I love when Rocky going to the doctor's office and he's like, "Did you really fight me?" Yeah. Like because I just love that. I love that. It's like, yeah, man,
yeah. Oh man.
But hey, you guys, please like, subscribe, and share. We'll be back next week, 7 to talk about this outcome. Have a great weekend, and just can't wait for the Super Bowl.
Let's do it, man.
If you want the 49ers to win, go 49er faithful. If you want the Chiefs to win, go Chiefs. But we picked it. Chiefs here.
Chiefs here, guys. But like I said, either way, it's a win-win for the NFL. Either team wins, the NFL wins, because I don't think anybody's gonna be too overly pissed. I mean, maybe Niner fans might be a little pissed, but nobody's gonna be too pissed off.
They the Niner fans I talk to, they want them to win.
Right,
so
they already think it's conspiracy
lose.
theory anyway. So yeah, so I think everybody's gonna win. Let's see what the ratings are gonna be. If this is the highest rated NFL game of all time, then you're gonna have to get Taylor Swift her props. If this breaks the record for the highest rated game of all time, you got to give it to her.
I'm gonna listen to some Taylor Swift music so I can see what the hoopla is all about. How about that?
There you go. All right. So when we get back, we're gonna do a Taylor Swift quiz. We're gonna do a quiz to see if we can name 3 Taylor Swift songs.
We'll see y'all next Wednesday at 7.
At 7.
Peace out.